gorgeous mamas, incredible women. Oh my gosh, I'm over here laughing because I'm talking about some scary stuff today. I'm going to talk about some scary stuff that I've been so afraid to talk to you about. I've been like holding off from talking about this subject for so long, afraid of losing all my friends on Facebook, losing followers, losing people that support me, and they're gonna think I'm nuts. If you've seen that TikTok or that reel, y'all, I'm a TikToker. Okay, I'm a TikToker. If you've seen that TikTok, that's the lady, it's the audio. If you know TikTok, you know it's audios that get reused, and she says oh, that was freaking scary. My heart's going pitter-patter, pitter-patter. I feel like I could throw up. That's how I feel right now. Let's ground back in. So, I'm going to dive right into this stuff with you today. If you are new to me, my name is Haley Morgan. I'm a self-sabotage specialist for mamas and high-achieving women. I believe that we are all here to thrive, not just survive. And it is my mission, it is my greatest passion and my purpose to help you restore, reclaim your unstoppable nature, to get out of suffering, to get out of pain, and feeling like you're drowning and like you're losing yourself, and back into radiance, back into light, back into joy, back into freedom, back into peace, back into being completely present in life with your family, with your kids, to get out of the hustle, toxic culture that we have, and to get back into your feminine energy, to get back into presence and being emotionally available. I mean, there's so much to unpack there in self-sabotage, but that's me in a nutshell. And today I want to talk to you about something that I've been so afraid of sharing because it's taboo. It's taboo, honestly. So if you are closed-minded, please don't watch this video, because I don't know if my nervous system can handle a bunch of hate or people who want to tell me I'm crazy. I'm just a coach, I'm a guide, I'm a mentor, and I'm here to help you. That is all I'm here to do. So if this message just totally rubs you the wrong way today, then I totally apologize. I get it. But don't send me hate, please, because I'm just the messenger. All I'm here to do is to share things that genuinely work. And if this method didn't work, I promise you I would never be talking about it, because it is taboo, because it is weird, because we have a culture that says it's bad and wrong. So we're going to go to that shadowy place today, and we're going to talk about what really works and what has really helped support me in healing depression and anxiety beyond just the conventional methods. So if you are someone who is kind of closed-minded, who can't really, who isn't really interested in trying out different things, then like I said, this video isn't for you. Just keep scrolling, and I send you so much love and support. Now, for the ladies and mamas that are just drowning in misery, that are drowning in burnout and exhaustion, I want you to just open up your heart, open up your mind to this message today, because it may be the very thing that helps you, like it helped me. So, coming with an open heart, open mind, non-critical, non-judgment, let's just dive straight into it. So, what I found spending so much time working one-on-one with women and healing anxiety, depression, self-sabotage, motherhood misery, is that the roots of this issue, like I said, we're going to go straight into just the gist of everything. The roots of anxiety and depression is not what most people believe it to be, which is that it's a chemical imbalance. That is a side effect, okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Depression most often is a connection issue. Depression is caused by, one, harsh, hurt, critical words that we say to ourselves in our head, a nasty inner critic. But two, feeling like you don't belong, like you aren't accepted, like you are different, that there's something inherently bad and wrong about you. It's shame, it's feeling rejected, feeling unaccepted, and then going internally, numbing yourself, suppressing yourself, hiding yourself away. Anxiety is a very similar root cause in that It is a fear of not being safe, not feeling safe in the world, not feeling like you can trust yourself in the world, that the world does not have your back, that you don't belong, that you can't depend on other people, and that you have to be hyper vigilant, hyper aware, hyper alert, because most often your early caregivers were not there for you. They weren't supportive of you and nurturing of your emotional needs. So, understanding all that, and if you need to rewatch this video a few times to grasp that, that's completely cool and fine. It's taken me years to get to this place where I can just bottle it up and talk about it like that. The roots of these problems most often are rooted in this idea that when you come into the world, you are already whole and complete, that you are enough, it's safe for you to be yourself, you are protected, that the life is good, life is safe for you. And then we take on these fears, these limiting beliefs. We take on this idea that we are not safe and that we are not enough, that we're not safe to be ourselves. We're not safe to be fully expressed, fully authentic. And then we have these attachment wounds with our parents. Like I said, I'm going to give you everything, and I'm just going to talk about it real quick and brief so we can get into the solution here. We create these attachment wounds with our parents. This is often the root cause of depression and anxiety. It's not where it started manifesting. The roots of it usually begin very early on in childhood when we don't form healthy, secure attachment with our parents. So if you're not forming a healthy, secure attachment with mom and dad, you feel unsafe. So they could meet your physical needs, they could meet all of your external needs to take care of you, but your emotional needs went largely neglected. So you didn't feel safe or loved or secure in your bonding with mom or dad or both. And so when we enter motherhood, oftentimes what's happening that triggers postpartum depression and anxiety is that a lot of these trauma wounds have been largely suppressed and numbed and pushed way down for many, many years. So you didn't even know that they were there and you just went about your life. And then when we have this massive, huge event where you've just stepped into motherhood, you've just become a mother, a lot of the times this old trauma wound, the attachment wound that you have, comes right up. It rears right up in your face because you entering motherhood brings up this old trauma in your body around how you were unsupported as a baby, how you felt unsafe as a baby. And I only know this because of all the sessions that I've done with my clients, that they have shared this information with me through deep regressions in hypnotherapy where we go back to the root cause. I've had clients go back as early as being in the womb of their mother and not feeling safe inside of her, feeling mother's anxiety, feeling mother's worry, feeling that they could be, and this is just the truth of it, that they're unsafe, that mother could abort them. So this creates this anxiety, this fear in their system. It begins early as being in the womb. So when we enter motherhood as these strong, resilient women, a lot of the times our early attachment wounds get triggered. And so we go into anxiety, we go into depression because we don't know how to handle all of this that's coming up in our nervous systems. So, understanding all of that, this fear, and maybe you're not having anxiety and depression, but maybe it's manifesting as self-sabotage. Maybe you have paralyzing perfectionism. Maybe you feel super uber critical of yourself all the time. You don't feel confident in yourself. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel worthy. And you're just miserable day in and day out. However it's showing up for you in motherhood or this place that you're in now, a lot of the times it stems from this idea that we are not enough. Because when your emotional needs go neglected as a child can't understand that their mom and dad just aren't there for them. They internalize what's going on. So then they fear that they just are not worthy of being loved. I'm not worthy of being loved. I'm not worthy of being accepted. I'm not wanted. I'm a burden on my parents. So the child adopts guilt. The child adopts shame because the parents aren't able to meet their emotional needs. And this is a whole cultural problem right now. Honestly, it's a whole cultural problem where parents are largely unsupported. sorry, my phone's dying. Even though they do their best to take care of you, this isn't about blaming them. It's a whole cultural problem, and that's why your emotional needs went unmet, because we don't support parents and we don't have a lot of education around being emotionally supportive of children, especially the past generations. So the child adopts the shame, the child adopts the guilt for existing, the guilt for being alive, and then feels unworthy, unlovable, feels that they're not good enough and they're not safe to be themselves. And they do what I call performing for love. So in a society, a tribal society where we thrive off connection and belonging, in order to be safe in the world, you must belong. You must be the same. You must be familiar. You must be the same as everyone else. So a child will then mold itself, reject its authentic self, and now become whatever version of itself it needs to be in order to get that need met of being loved and accepted and belonging. And later, what we do is we deny ourselves as women. So, what I'm getting to, where we're going with this, the root of this issue of shame and guilt around being who you truly are, feeling unsafe to be yourself, feeling unsafe to be authentically expressed. In order to fully heal this, yes, we can heal these trauma wounds, and that is critical. That is important. You have to heal your trauma around being safe in the world, around being safe to express yourself. If you have anxiety and depression, it's very, very important that you heal your trauma, that you go to the root of where these issues began with your mother, your father in childhood, and you address these where they began, not where they started now, because like I said, they present late in life. These are the manifestations of early events in your life. In order to fully heal this fear of being safe to fully express yourself and belong, because really, truly, these issues are fears of not belonging, fears of not being safe to be yourself. In order to heal that, the thing that I've been terrified to talk to you about is the word pleasure. And excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold. Is the word pleasure. Now, when I even say the word pleasure, like, what comes to mind? Because most of the time when I say the word pleasure, immediately what comes to my mind is intimacy. Self-pleasure, things like this. Now, before you completely click off and you're like, what? No, this is weird. What I mean by pleasure is the pleasure of enjoying life. Is the pleasure of reveling in life's everyday moments. Pleasure could simply mean feeling the softness of this pillow that I'm sitting on. Pleasure could mean listening to an amazing, incredible song. Pleasure could mean enjoying the first sip of your coffee in the morning. Pleasure could mean really enjoying the taste of this lunch that you're eating. Pleasure could mean fully immersing yourself in the experience of an embrace, of a hug with someone that you love and that you deeply care about. The reason why pleasure is the key to fully eradicating anxiety and depression is because when we feel shameful and guilty for who we are and we don't feel safe in the world, we deny ourselves pleasure. We deny ourselves joy and happiness and freedom and goodness. And we push it off until we feel safe enough or we have earned it. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. When you don't feel safe in the world, especially if you're in a panic attack, if you are in a downward spiral where you just feel terrible about yourself or you feel numb every day, how much pleasure are you giving yourself? Probably zero. You're probably not even feeding yourself properly. You're probably not taking care of your body. You're probably completely rejecting your body. You're probably criticizing the woman that you see in the mirror. You're probably not having any fun, any play, any joy. And so, although I can do so much trauma healing with you, and I love doing trauma healing with clients, the critical piece that was missing And what I found with every single one of my clients is that you can't go back to avoiding enjoying pleasure. When you heal anxiety, heal depression, heal self-sabotage, you can't go back to the old ways, the old habits of not enjoying yourself, of not being playful and fully expressing yourself, being vibrant and fully alive. So this is why pleasure helps to completely shift this paradigm and this conditioning, this cultural conditioning that we currently have around women needing to earn love, earn safety, earn approval, earn happiness, earn belonging. When you actually integrate pleasure into every single day, and like I said, pleasure just means enjoying life, pleasuring in the existence that you have, pleasuring, I don't know if that's a word, reveling in this existence, enjoying this existence, treating yourself, whether that's a cup of like a really beautiful rose latte from Starbucks, I don't even think they have rose lattes, but from your local coffee shop, whether that's allowing yourself to get your nails done, taking care of yourself, getting a nice beautiful body scrub and exfoliating every square inch of your body like you're cleansing yourself, whether that's doing your makeup every day or doing a little bit of makeup or painting your toes or spending time being deeply connected with other women, having friendships, allowing yourself to go out and be with your friends. When I started to give myself access and full permission to experience pleasure, even when I hadn't earned it, even when I hadn't cleaned the whole house, done all my chores, paid all my bills, even when I hadn't done everything I'm supposed to do to check off the list before I'm able to take a bath, before I'm able to take care of myself, when I started to let myself enjoy life, it completely started to shift me. And if you watch my videos last year versus this year, you'll probably notice a huge change in just the way that I'm showing up online. There is no more resistance. There is no more hiding. There is no more fear of rejection because I have fully integrated into myself, ground into myself, and started embracing who I really am when I integrated pleasure. And that can include absolutely intimate pleasure, especially with our husbands. I don't have a husband, but allowing yourself to experience intimacy is huge for women. We deny ourselves so much love and connection at a deep level because we feel so disconnected from ourselves. And the root of this is shame, ladies. The root of this is shame. Shame doesn't want to be vulnerable. Shame doesn't want to experience our emotional body. Shame doesn't want to be connected. We become ultra critical of our partners. We push them away. We sabotage our relationships subconsciously. We lose attraction, right? So this is a lot in this video. This is a lot to ingest, and it's, like I said, it's probably not going to resonate with everyone. But this is part of what I will be teaching inside of the first one, is how to completely heal this idea that you are not enough, that you don't deserve to have goodness in your life, and how to integrate pleasure without becoming selfish or bad or wrong or feeling guilty about it. Because as moms, like I said, we withhold happiness and joy. We don't allow ourselves to fully experience happiness, joy, pleasure, goodness, unless we've earned it. So when you start to integrate this, there's a voice that comes up inside your head that says, ooh, you're so selfish. Ew, you're going to be judged by other moms. Ew, you're bad. You are a horrible person. And we're going to go into how to silence that voice, continue to deepen in pleasure. And this work that we'll be doing inside the first one, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, there's going to be trauma healing because that is critical to really heal this shame, these attachment wounds that we have. But then also, it's going to be fun, and we're going to completely rewrite the story of what it means to be a good mom, what it really means to be a good, loving mother. So it's truly, honestly, about shifting our culture that we have around motherhood. And I'm extremely passionate about this, if you can't tell, because as a single mom, when I'm burned out and tired and I'm denying myself, deny myself, what I need to take care of myself, I've seen it firsthand. Everyone suffers. My children are cranky. My children are whiny and complaining, and they want more and more, and then I'm cranky, and it becomes this negative feedback loop, and it's a trickle-down effect. So when you are in depletion and you are so stripped and so empty and so tired and so exhausted, and you're just like pushing through this hustle culture, this like masculine just like push through, you're just pushing down. You're just pushing down, and you put band-aids on top of things, and it becomes this really exhausting cycle. You're gonna have breakdowns. You're going to have chronic fatigue. Your body's going to fight back because your nervous system literally can't handle it. Your nervous system literally cannot handle you being in your masculine hustle energy all the time and not taking care of yourself. And like I said, it's a trickle-down effect, so everyone starts to suffer with you. I've seen it firsthand. So we're not only going to talk to heal these trauma attachment wounds around shame, around being a woman, but we're also going to integrate pleasure, what exactly that looks like, integrating joyful moments, giving yourself gifts, giving yourself what you need to take care of yourself, to give from the overflow. We're also going to go into how to use your voice, how to speak up for yourself, and ask for what you need without shame or guilt, again, without fear of being rejected or abandoned, because this is a huge fear that women have, without fear of hearing no, and how to listen to no. Also, how to say no ourselves. So it's deepening in our connection with ourselves, deepening with our voice, how to use your voice, giving yourself permission to speak up and ask for your needs to be met. I just did this, and it was so hard, let me tell you. It was so hard to ask for what I needed. I asked my baby daddies to give me every other weekend off to myself, and let me tell you, I felt incredibly selfish about it. I felt my inner critic came up and wanted to tell me, ooh, you're selfish, you're bad, you're wrong for wanting time to yourself. But my phone's dying. I did it anyway. And guess what? When I speak up for myself, and I stand up for myself, and I advocate for myself, and I put my joy and my pleasure first, and I give from that overflow, and I took that time to myself, I was a way better mom. So much more patient, so much more loving with them, so much more giving, and I didn't silently resent motherhood. I didn't silently feel like, I'm just waiting till bedtime, right? I'm just waiting till bedtime, waiting until every day's Groundhog Day, every day's the same. You have to take care of yourself. And my boys freaking were radiating with joy. We were dancing in the living room. We're having fun. We're playful. We're enjoying it. So when you take care of yourself, you put yourself first. Yes, at first it's going to feel selfish and weird, and you're going to fear what people are going to think about you. But this is how we break this paradigm of struggle around motherhood. It begins with you. It begins with us, and that P word of pleasure. So thank you, ladies, so much for watching this video. If you want to learn more about the first one, if you want to have a chat with me to see if it's a right fit for you, feel free to DM me. And thank you for that heart. I saw that. If you want to DM me, ask me any questions that you have around the first one, feel free to come slide into my inbox. I would love to speak with you about this program if it's right for you. And give yourself permission to have a little pleasure today. Get yourself a rose latte, go dance, sing, listen to music, move your body. When we start to do this and we give ourselves permission to experience joy, you will see how this domino effect is going to start to influence everyone around you. When we rise, it brings up everyone with us, versus when we're drowning and we're suffocating and we are just barely getting by. That also is going to influence our children, whether we want to believe it or not. So You're so better off taking care of yourself and giving yourself joy, and stop denying yourself. Please stop denying yourself joy and happiness and pleasure. It doesn't work. It's a broken system. So thank you, ladies, so much for watching this video. Please share it if it feels like a message you want to share. And I'm sending you all so much love and support. Thank you, Christina. Yes, you are so right. It does begin with us. So love you all so much.